Hi, I'm Justin, and for today's video I'm doing something a bit different. Today I'm getting out of my comfort zone and reviewing an anime that I didn't like. Well, I wouldn't say that I didn't completely hate this anime, but for the most of it, it was really predictable and bland. But there is a reason why I decided to review this anime, so without further ado, let's review Juuni Taisen, the good, the bad, and its ending. As always, there will be major spoilers ahead, so take that in consideration. A thing that I really enjoyed about this anime was the premise. 12 warriors, each representing a different zodiac animal, all with different super abilities, fighting in a deserted city for a prize represented in one wish. So my expectations were really high coming into this anime, and I didn't fail to deliver, or at least the first episode. You see, the first episode starts with the boar, known as Ino. She's a young blonde-haired woman with machine guns in both her arms. All the episode focuses on her perspective and thoughts, and from the beginning of the episode you start to see some flashbacks that led her to this moment. She's an assassin trained by her father to be ruthless, and we get to see that in one of her trainings in which she's tasked to her father to fight as if it was a real fight and be ready to kill, but due to showing mercifulness to one of the mercenaries, she fails from her father's grace. Enter Kyoko, Ino's younger sister, who's a particular love for killing animals, and we get to see the ember of envy start to flare in Ino's eyes. Going back to the present, we get to see a bit of a glimpse on how Ino's thought process changed from the past to now. In a flashback, her father mentions that she should always have her arms empty in order to be prepared for any unexpected enemy. But now she says that the best way to be prepared is to have weapons in both hands. Remember this will be important later. Moving a bit into the past, we get to see how Ino's father just won the previous Juuni Taisen and has decided on the next representative, Ino's sister. Then we get to see how Ino starts training her to become addicted to killing, basically giving her people tied up just so that she could land the kill and training her to enjoy it. We even get to see how she pushes her more by stealing her boyfriend, which in turns make her more crazy and ends up killing her classmates and later the mansion mates. Locked up by herself, Ino gives Kyoko one last push that puts her over the edge and ends up killing herself. And at this moment, I was like, oh my god, this show keeps throwing punches, the story's looking great, I just thought it was going great. Now, because of the circumstances, Ino becomes the only option to be the next representative, and we move to the present. We get a brief introduction of some of the other warriors and how the battle will start after eating a poison that will kill you in 12 hours. And we also get to see Snake killed allegedly by a rabbit, even if he says he didn't do it. But let's be honest, everybody knows he did it. Finally, an explosion divides everyone and we get to see the glorious fight between Rabbit and Ino. Or not, as we find out that Rabbit is a necromancer and Snake grabs Ino from behind, killing her and thus making her one of Rabbit's new friends. If only she had both her hands open in order to be ready for an unexpected enemy. And you see, this first episode was perfect for me. It showed a good story, some good fights, a great villain, and an unexpected turn of events as everything was going to give me the hint that Ino would be the main character of this show. So, only to this one episode I will give it 10 out of 10. And just for a single moment, I thought this anime would be the anime that I would remember forever. The one that I recommend to everyone and the one that would be in the list of best anime ever. But then, this happened. Every other episode was really predictable. Present this character, show his backstory, kill him. Present this character, show her backstory, kill her. and repeat and repeat and repeat until there is only one warrior standing. And yes, some people pointed out that the kills occurred in an inverse order of the Zodiac animal story, so you knew how it was going to end. But to me, it wasn't like that, as I don't know Chinese folklore, so I just saw it was a really predictable anime. And don't get me wrong, some stories can be predictable and good, but after Ino's masterful story, all other stories felt a bit bland in comparison, just the same old mercenaries or victim of abuse, etc. And even the only interesting character in this story, you know who I'm talking about, doesn't get his background story shown. And to be honest, I think that was for the best, as I think showing his story would have ruined this anime even more. It's just really repetitive story that lost all its juice after the first episode. So let's just move on. As I mentioned, all the kills occurred in order, so obviously the rats ends up winning. And what a bad way to go. You see, in a previous episode, the rabbit kills himself in order to control himself through necromancy, which makes little sense but looked kind of cool. And we get to see Rat's ability. He can see 100 futures and pick one of them, which to me is the most boring ability of all. And Ino's ability was just having infinite bullets, so that tells you a lot. He gets exhausted from looking at those 100 paths, so he has always to be sleeping. And we even get shown how sometimes he can't change a future if it's not meant to be, as it is shown when he tries 100 times to get a girl to like him. And he basically just wins by being there and placing a bomb in front of Rabbit and Ox, thus killing them both. And for his wish, he could have picked anything, but decides to just forget everything as it is too much of a burden. What a lazy writing. So, for me, Juuni Taisen was the anime that had everything to become great, but failed on its landing. So, what did you guys thought about this show? Do you agree or disagree with my take? Let me know in the comments below. If you like my reviews, please like and subscribe. See you guys next time.